Welcome, dear soul. You've arrived at Whispering Tarot Voice, a sacred space where intuition speaks softly and the universe always listens. My name is Anna, and here I offer gentle, whispered tarot readings guided by spirit, divine guides, and higher wisdom. Together, we explore messages from the universe, soul connections, twin flame journeys, and the unseen energies surrounding your path. This channel is a place of peace, clarity, and emotional safety, where your heart can breathe, your intuition can awaken, and your soul can feel seen. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, and trust that you have been guided here for a reason. If this resonates with you, please subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss future messages that are meant to reach you. Now, let's begin. We begin with the Lovers, and this immediately sets the tone for something meaningful. This is not a casual interaction or a fleeting attraction. The energy here speaks of a bond that feels significant, almost as if it carries a sense of destiny. When two people come together under this influence, the connection tends to feel undeniable. There is chemistry, yes, but it goes deeper than that. There is recognition, a feeling of seeing yourself reflected in someone else. This kind of connection doesn't rely on logic to justify itself. It simply exists. You may find that the pull between you and this person is difficult to explain to others. It doesn't need explanation. It's something felt instinctively. Conversations may flow naturally, eye contact may linger a little longer, and even silence between you can feel charged with meaning. However, when the Two of Swords appears alongside this, the energy shifts. The passion and alignment shown in the Lovers meets a wall of hesitation. The Two of Swords represents a moment where a choice must be made, but someone is not ready to face it. There is a mental block here, a protective stance. It suggests that while emotions are present, there is also fear of what acting on those emotions might change. The person connected to you seems to be carefully weighing their options. They are thinking through every possible outcome before making a move. This is not someone acting impulsively. Instead, they are analyzing the situation from multiple angles, trying to avoid making the wrong decision. In doing so, they may be delaying action altogether. The stalemate you may be sensing isn't because the connection lacks depth. It's because it carries weight. There is also a subtle avoidance in their energy. It feels like they are aware of how strong this bond is, but acknowledging it fully would require vulnerability, and vulnerability requires courage. Rather than rushing forward, they may be choosing stillness, hoping time will make the answer clearer. The Two of Swords often shows someone trying to keep peace by not choosing at all, but that strategy cannot last forever. When we look at how they are currently feeling about you, the emotional current remains strong. The warmth of the Lovers has not disappeared. They feel drawn to you. There is admiration and genuine interest here. You likely cross their mind more often than you realize. At the same time, the Two of Swords suggests inner conflict. Their heart and their mind may not be in agreement. One part of them feels the connection deeply, while another part urges caution. This creates tension, not necessarily outward drama, but an internal tug-of-war within them. They may seem distant at times, then attentive at others. That inconsistency reflects their internal struggle more than it reflects their feelings toward you. When we look into their current feelings, The Six of Wands steps forward with undeniable presence. This is not quiet admiration hidden in the shadows. This is someone who wants to stand out in your world. Your attention feels like sunlight to them. When you notice them, when you respond, when your energy turns in their direction, it sparks something powerful inside them. They feel elevated by it, seen, chosen, even if only for a moment. There is a strong desire here to impress you, not in an artificial way, but in a way that says, "Look at me, recognize me, see my value." Your approval carries weight. A simple interaction with you can shift their entire mood. If you compliment them, it lingers. If you focus on them, it fuels them. The Six of Wands reveals someone who thrives on your acknowledgement and feels a quiet triumph when they have it. The attraction between you is intense and instinctive. It doesn't feel manufactured or forced. It feels natural, almost gravitational. Yet alongside this powerful pull, there are layers of complication. Something about this connection isn't entirely simple. There may be circumstances, personal transformations, or uncomfortable truths that would need to surface if this were to move forward fully. Growth is implied here, and growth often requires shedding old skins, leaving behind outdated versions of oneself, or confronting realities that are easier to avoid. That's where their hesitation begins. The desire is strong, but so is the awareness that choosing this path could change more than just their relationship status. It could shift their identity, their routine, or their comfort zone. So instead of rushing forward, they linger in contemplation. They replay conversations. They analyze your tone. They try to decode your signals. They want certainty before they risk stepping fully into the spotlight with you. When we explore how they see you, the energy of the two emerges, and it brings a sense of crossroads. In their eyes, you're not just a person, you are a decision. You represent a direction their life could take. They see that you have options, that you are capable of choosing your own path without hesitation. This both intrigues and unsettles them. They wonder if they are truly one of your choices, or simply one possibility among many. A question quietly echoes in their mind. If they made you their priority, would you do the same? This uncertainty keeps them measured. It keeps them calculating rather than leaping. So beneath their confidence, there is vulnerability. Beneath their pride, there is hope. They want your attention, yes. But more than that, they want reassurance that stepping toward you would be met with equal steps in return. Until they feel that balance, they remain suspended between desire and decision, captivated yet cautious, drawn in yet carefully observing. There is a powerful emotional current running beneath this connection, and it feels both exciting and complicated at the same time. The energy between you isn't shallow or surface level. It has depth. It has weight. It's the kind of dynamic that lingers in someone's thoughts long after conversations end. Even in silence, there is something unspoken moving between you. This person feels the pull. They may not always show it outwardly, but internally it's very real. You capture their attention in a way that feels almost effortless. There is something about your presence, the way you think, the way you respond, the way you carry yourself, that keeps them mentally engaged. You stimulate their curiosity. You make them want to know more. And that intrigue only deepens the emotional investment. At the same time, strong feelings can be intimidating. When something feels significant, it naturally raises questions. What would this change? What would it require? Is the timing right? They aren't just thinking about how they feel in the moment. They're considering the long-term impact. That's where the hesitation begins. It's not a lack of interest. It's caution. Part of them wants to step forward confidently and address what's clearly there. They want clarity. They want honesty. They want to explore the connection without uncertainty hanging in the air. But another part of them is more guarded. They don't want to misread you. They don't want to expose vulnerability unless they feel it will be met with equal openness. This internal back and forth can leave them appearing inconsistent. One day they feel certain. The next day, they retreat into reflection. When emotions intensify, they tend to slow down rather than speed up. They process internally. They analyze. They attempt to understand their own feelings before expressing them outwardly. There may also be other layers influencing this pause: past experiences, unfinished healing, or personal responsibilities that demand attention. When someone is still sorting through their own growth, even a beautiful connection can feel overwhelming. It's not about the connection being wrong. It's about wanting to approach it in the right way. At the heart of it all, though, the interest is genuine. The attraction is real. The curiosity about where this could lead hasn't faded. If anything, it's growing quietly beneath the surface. They are imagining possibilities, wondering about potential, thinking about conversations that haven't happened yet. Let's tune into your energy. Not just what you're doing, but who you are becoming. The 9 of Pentacles shows you in a season of refinement. You're not scrambling. You're not chasing. You're cultivating. There's something elegant about your current focus. You are building a life that feels secure, intentional, and self-directed. This is the energy of someone who has realized that fulfillment doesn't begin with another person. It begins within. You are learning how to enjoy your own company, trust your own judgment, and create stability through your own effort. There's a quiet glow around this card. It speaks of independence, yes, but also self-worth. You're no longer settling for crumbs when you know you're capable of creating a feast. Whatever you are working toward, whether it's financial growth, a personal project, education, or simply strengthening your sense of identity, there is progress here. Tangible progress. The more you pour into yourself, the more your outer world begins to reflect that investment. Success doesn't feel accidental, it feels earned. Then we move into judgment. And this is where things become transformative. This is awakening energy. It's the moment you hear an internal call and realize you can't ignore it anymore. Something in you has shifted. Maybe you've outgrown old habits. Maybe you've recognized patterns that once held you back. There is a shedding happening, not dramatic, but deliberate. You are stepping away from versions of yourself that no longer fit the future you're envisioning. Judgment suggests rebirth, but not in a superficial way. This is deep recalibration. You are reassessing your standards, your goals, your boundaries. You may even feel as though you're emerging from a long period of confusion or heaviness with new clarity. There's strength in this moment because it requires honesty. It requires looking at your life and deciding what stays and what must be released. And here's the powerful part. You're ready. There's freedom in your energy now. a sense that you are no longer willing to carry emotional weight that slows you down. Releasing negativity isn't just advice for you. It's a decision you are actively making. You're clearing space. You're decluttering internally. You're realizing that holding on to resentment, fear, or outdated attachments only delays the life you're capable of building. You are also being asked to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Not every closed door was a rejection. Not every delay was a denial. Some experiences were redirections, steering you towards something that aligns more closely with who you are now. When you step back, you may start to see how the pieces connect. Let's tune into what's coming next from this person. The energy of their actions, their intentions, the first stirrings of movement toward you. There's a sense of a fresh start, like a door slowly opening to reveal a new possibility. Whatever hesitation or uncertainty has been holding them back is beginning to soften. The pause is ending, and the moment for action is approaching. I'm seeing a gesture, subtle but meaningful. It could be a brush of the hand, a touch on the shoulder, or leaning in just slightly closer than before. It's intimate in its simplicity, a quiet way of saying, I want to be near you. This isn't random, it's deliberate. Even small gestures carry the energy of connection, and through this physical closeness, they're signaling a desire to test the waters, to explore what's possible between you. Beneath this gesture lies a deeper choice, a decision to move forward despite uncertainty. The overwhelm, the inner debates, the weighing of possibilities, it all begins to resolve as they recognize that the only way to know is to act. They're ready to step out of hesitation and into curiosity, to stop imagining what could be and start experiencing it. This isn't just about attraction, it's about potential. They are extending an invitation to something new, something undefined yet promising. There's hope here, yes, but also courage. The courage to risk, to feel, to see if a genuine connection can grow. It's as if they're saying, I don't have all the answers yet, but I want to see where this can go with you. Let's see what's on the horizon for you, what's coming, what's shifting, and what this person might do next. There's a sense of something new stirring, a moment where intention begins to take shape. Someone is preparing to reach out, to express themselves, to lay a piece of their heart on the table. But the choice of whether to step into this energy, that decision is entirely yours. The Judgment card signals a turning point, a crossroads where clarity meets action. It's a moment that asks you to pause and check in with yourself before reacting. Right now, the most important decision isn't about them. It's about you. It's about honoring your own pace, your own boundaries, and your own readiness. Rushing in or committing before you feel aligned could pull you away from the stability and self-awareness you've worked so hard to cultivate. This person will make an approach. There's likely to be an emotional expression, an offer of something fresh, a new beginning, a chance to explore connection. But the key here is patience. Watch how they step forward, notice their consistency, and pay attention to whether their actions reflect their words. Let them show you their intentions before you fully invest your energy. Your caution now isn't coldness, it's wisdom, it's protection. You are allowed to explore this. Curiosity is natural. You can engage, observe, and see what unfolds. But be mindful not to overcommit too quickly. This is especially crucial because there has been a mental standoff between you. a space where both of you are measuring, weighing, and wondering. Their sudden shift, their desire to reach out, doesn't remove your need to stay grounded and deliberate. Eventually, a moment will arrive when they act with urgency, when they feel the risk of losing the opportunity to connect with you. They may approach with openness, honesty, and emotion, but how you respond remains in your hands. You get to decide your level of engagement, your comfort, and the pace at which you move forward. The energy here is about empowerment. It's about honoring your own judgment, trusting your intuition, and allowing clarity to guide your actions. The offer may come, the emotions may flow, but the ultimate choice, your choice, is the one that matters most. Step forward only when it feels right, and let every decision you make reflect your self-respect and awareness. Let's dive into the energy surrounding you right now and explore the guidance the universe is sending. The cards here are the Strength and Justice, a combination that asks you to approach this situation with both quiet courage and clear discernment. There's a delicate balance at play. This is not a moment to rush or force an outcome, but rather a moment to stand strong, grounded in yourself, and allow truth to emerge naturally. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the calm, unwavering presence that observes, listens, and waits patiently for clarity to reveal itself. The advice here is simple yet profound. Trust what you see and allow your intuition to guide you. Actions always speak louder than words, and the universe is asking you to watch closely. Notice how this person behaves over time, especially when no one is paying attention. Observe the choices they make, how they respond to challenges, and whether their consistency matches their declarations. There's a powerful lesson in restraint. Patience isn't passive. It's the courage to face reality exactly as it is, without the distortion of hope, wishful thinking, or emotional impulse. There is a strong indication that an offer is coming your way. A new chapter that could begin with honesty, vulnerability, and emotional expression. The energy here is potent and sincere. Signs like Libra, Leo, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus appear, symbolizing the type of energy involved, either theirs, yours, or simply the dynamic at play. But it's not about astrology alone. It's about the intentions behind the offer. Someone is preparing to step forward, to bridge the distance that has kept emotions unspoken, and to extend themselves in a meaningful way. If this person were to speak without filters or hesitation, the truth they carry is deeply personal. I'm in love with you. I stepped back because I thought you might be involved with someone else. There is vulnerability here, fear of rejection, fear that their timing wasn't right, and a perception that you might have other options. Their hesitation hasn't come from indifference, but from caution and an internal struggle with timing, attachment, and self-worth. The reading also highlights a pattern within this person. They may be drawn to challenges, to things that feel slightly out of reach. This isn't about manipulation. It's about their personal attachment style. They may have a tendency to chase what seems unattainable or to test themselves against situations that provoke deeper reflection. Recognizing this pattern gives you a lens through which to view their actions, to understand them without losing sight of your own boundaries. What's most important now is your power in the situation. You are being called to hold back just enough to see the truth unfold. This is not rejection, it's discernment, Allow them to demonstrate sincerity through their actions, rather than simply through words. Let time reveal whether their intentions align with their behavior. Your courage lies in observing, protecting your heart, and making choices from a place of clarity rather than impulse. And yet, the potential for connection is real. Their emotions are genuine, and the offer they are preparing to make is a reflection of this truth. It is a chance, perhaps tentative, perhaps cautious, but meaningful, to bridge the gap between longing and expression. They are coming forward because they feel something undeniable for you, and they are willing to test the possibility of a shared path. Your role in this moment is to embrace both your strength and your wisdom. Stand firm in your own energy, trust your instincts, and allow patience to guide you. This is not the time to overcommit, overanalyze, or be swayed by urgency. It's a moment to observe the unfolding story, to notice the details, and to ensure that any engagement honors your heart first and foremost. Ultimately, the message is this: courage and clarity will lead you through this situation. Strength allows you to stay grounded, even when emotions pull you in multiple directions. Justice ensures that your choices are guided by truth, fairness, and integrity. Let the offer come. Let the emotions reveal themselves. But above all, let your awareness and discernment be your compass. In doing so, you step into a space of empowerment where every decision reflects your self-respect, your wisdom, and the certainty that your heart will always know its own path.